All right, I'm being joined in by Major General retired AGP Jaini, defense expert on the show. Thank you, sir, very much for taking the time out and speaking to us here on ET Now. Let me begin by asking you this. What we've, of course, looked at in the past couple of hours is absolutely unprecedented. If we could first begin with that, as to where you look at the situation at the moment.
Nivedna, let me first thank you for inviting me to your channel. I think this is the first time that I'm being able to come onto your channel this time. And thank you so much. I feel honored. When you say that whatever has happened in the last couple of hours has not been with any precedence, no, I would disagree. In 1965, it was so. In 1971, it was so. It is only because Pakistan is known for such kind of dirty war. They are known for low cost options, terrorist actions, dirty type of Pahalgam or Pulwama incidents, hitting our families in Samba, attacking the army bases at Pathankot. They are known for this kind of a thing because it is a fact that Pakistan cannot fight an open conventional war with us. So what do? They've taken up this kind of jihadi, dirty, cowardly methodology to follow what Bhutto told them, their old prime minister, we will bleed India by 1,000 cuts. Now, that kind of philosophy may have worked till 71 or 65 or till 5, 10 years ago. But today it is a different India. It's a highly technically modernized India with high grade weapons, high grade intensity wherewithal, and this kind of a bluff of Pakistan that if you do something to us, we will throw the bomb on you. We've got the nuclear bomb in our hand. That kind of bluff will not work, Nivedna, now. Because when we took out Balakot, they did not use the bomb. When we took out the surgical strike, they did not use the bomb. Balakot was not in POK. Balakot was way inside Pakistan. We went and hit that. So therefore, saying that we have got the bomb, that kind of a bluff was okay in the olden times when people didn't want an escalation, nobody wanted a nuclear war, and they thought that. But that fear remains even today because the kind of leadership that Pakistan has got, you know what Asif Munir is. You heard his speech the other day, full of hatred, full of religiosity, full of Hindu Muslim, full of two nation theory, full of the fact that we can't live together, full of saying that Kashmir hamara hai, hum nahi chhodenge. So when you have mad men like this with a bomb in their hand, you still cannot trust them. And one thing I must tell you, Nivedna, that Pakistan has now got tactical nuclear weapons. Now, what are tactical nuclear weapons? They are low grade weapons, a couple of kiloton weapons, which are not intended to go in for strategic targets, but they are meant for the front line, throwing it on your armor column, throwing it on your frontline troops. But the fallout, the radiation effect will be as bad. The international effect of throwing even a tactical nuclear weapon will be as bad. And when we talk of this, I mean, the other day I was hearing some analysts saying escalation nahi hoga, escalation. अरे भैया escalation कैसे नहीं होगा? आपने उनके हमने उनके 9 टेररिस्ट पैक्ट्स को बुरी तरीके से ठोका है. उसमें लोग भी उनके मरे हैं. उनके जैसे मोहम्मद और ऐसा नहीं कि
Major Jenny, as you of course point out those perspectives on how we've looked at those statements as well, it was also called out, in fact, by the MA in that briefing yesterday. You're absolutely right. But, drawing perspective on what you were talking about, the defense capabilities, here on the Indian side, a lot of conversation on the S-400. And this is just to draw perspective for our viewers as well. How this is giving India an upper hand at the moment.
These are the most modern weapon systems. The Rafale, the S-400, the Pinaka missiles, the Hammer missiles. They are the latest. We have not wasted the last couple of years and so much of money and effort in getting this weapon system for nothing. We knew that a day will come when we will need it. And we must modernize. India's threat perception is totally different to any other country. On the west, we have got Pakistan. On the north, we have got China. Now we have got on the southeast, on the eastern part, we are having Bangladesh brooding up. So it is not one front, two front, three fronts. It can be any number of fronts. Even the other neighbors, they are up and down. Call it Sri Lanka, call it Myanmar, call it. They are just, fence sitters. Today they are with us, tomorrow they will not be with us. So India's threat perception is totally different to what even, let us say, America. Now, who the hell can ever think of somebody going and attacking America? Yes, you can have a 9/11 type of an attack on Twin Tower, but nobody's going to have a ground operation or an amphibious operation by sea going to attack New York or going to attack America. But we have a land border, we have a sea border, we have a desert border, we have a mountain border, we have a jungle border, we have all sorts of borders. We have to modernize. And we are an independent country. We are a strong country. We are the third the largest economic power now. We are on the high table of the world, and we must modernize. Let me say that this modernization, what we have done the last 8, 10, 15 years, is not even enough. There has to be very much more. The defense budget has to be much more, because it is not said without reason that if you want security, you will get the security what you can afford. You pay for that security, you'll get that security. You buy that security, you make that security. We are trying to make it. Lot of it is going into make in India. Lot of it is we are even exporting things now, and we are gaining foreign exchange out of that. So we are on a path of growth. Pakistan does not know with whom they are meddling, with the whom they, we must give them much of what they've already got in the last 2 days. This is the time. This is the time, Nivedita, to teach them a bloody lesson and give them such a nose that they never ever rise back. If it escalates, let it escalate, and it will escalate to my mind.
Major General
All
Jenny, when
military
you
planners
talk about the
know how
fact
to
that
climb up. All military
all right,
planners,
so you're saying that
Nivedita,
it's going to
know how to
escalate
climb.
with what we've looked at is perhaps, in your point of view, not enough. Right, but what we have been looking at in the past couple of days as well, as far as India's stance is concerned, it's very clear. They're not going to escalate unless and until they're provoked. And that is going to be met with a befitting reply.
Yes. You see, all military planners, whether they be ours or Pakistanis, it's very easy to climb up the escalation ladder. But it is very difficult to come down. Because once the thing is escalated, there is a graduated response. Today, the response has been something. We hit them nine terrorist camps we hit. Well, they hit back. Then we fired out last night, all the border areas. We've earlier on it was only POK, POK, POK. After Pakistan has abrogated the Simla agreement, there is no line of control. There is no LOC. And therefore, POK is ours. They may call it Azad Kashmir, but that is ours. So earlier on, we were going only in POK so that we don't invite international reaction कि जी आपने international border को cross कर लिया. But this time we ठोक out Murid के, we ठोक out Bawalpur. They are way inside Pakistan, 100 kilometers. So nothing stops us now. And the one thing I want to tell Nivedna, I want to use your channel to bring this point home. All this is not going to end terrorism. All this will not make Pakistan be a deep state in terrorism unless we disintegrate Pakistan, we balkanize Pakistan, we break it into so many pieces that this military ceases to exist. Because the military in Pakistan, we must understand, is the center of power, the center of gravity, the pillar of strength. And it is they who don't want peace. It is they who want an ongoing kind of a conflict, India Pak, that hyphen. They don't want India के बीच में वो जो छोटी line लगाते हैं, they don't want that line to be removed, because the rise of the ethre of the existence of Pakistan military is hate India. You heard Afsar Munir, their chief, saying two-nation theory, two-nation theory. अरे बेवकूफ, two-nation theory तो खत्म हो गई थी 1971 में जब बांग्लादेश पैदा हुआ था. काय का two-nation का बात कर रहा है? तू अपना एक ही नेशन बचा ले अभी, हो सकता है तो. So unless we disintegrate Pakistan, we balkanize Pakistan, create massive bloody Gadar in Sindh, create bloody Gadar in Baluchistan, create Gadar in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, let the bloody Afghans help the Taliban, let the Taliban Afghan attack them from the western side.
This, because of course you're drawing in
Hangama
perspective on
POK,
multiple
and
aspects, but
simultaneously,
is there an escalation matrix now? Right, as you of course put that into perspective, which I'm going to come back to you on that, but I want to understand, is there an escalation matrix? Now, where do we stand at the moment?
We are definitely having an upper hand. Pakistan will continue to remain in a mode of denial. They said Balakot to hua hi nahi tha. Even 9 camps, they say yahan tak koi tha hi nahi. Arey, because at that time we were not able to give them proof. This time we have given them the minutest, the most micro video footage of what is broken, what is damaged, and who have died. We have given them even footage of they Pakistanis carrying their dead in coffins and says, Ya Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. So point is, the world is believing it. Earlier on, even some of us didn't believe that Balakot hua bhi hai nahi. There were questions in the country that there is no proof of Balakot. This time there is adequate proof, and the world has been shown proof. The United Nations has been shown. There are foreign delegates, foreign ministers of Saudi Arabia, foreign minister of Iran sitting in India today, wanting to know how can we help. The world opinion is in our favor. ठीक है, it might be mild. People may not be all out to support our all out action. They are saying, by samdhi kar lo, talks kar lo, negotiation kar lo. We hope it will not escalate. We hope India-Pakistan will not escalate. Why will it not escalate? If you are going to come and hit our children in Akhnur, in bloody Punjab, in Bhuj, and in the Samba area, if you're going to come and kill our civilians, we will not accept it anymore. We will go much more. And therefore, what question you were trying to hint at, that will there be a matrix of... There is no matrix. It escalates. Escalation is not planned. Escalation happens just by the improbability and the, I would say, what do you call it, the illogical methodology in which the war goes. What is going to happen tonight? What is going to happen tomorrow night? Nobody knows. It depends on either of the belligerent parties. So if they are going to do mischief, we are not going to stand back. And if they think they can hold a bomb and create that bogey which they have been doing since 1947...
It's safe to say that the misadventure, the mischief will be dealt with in the way that India already has been in the past couple of weeks at least. But having said that, thank you very much for taking the time out and joining us here, sharing with us your perspective and also drawing many things into context for our viewers. But for the moment, I'd have to leave our conversation at that. Thank you very much once again for joining us. But as we keep our